Hello and welcome back, guys. Bushcraft family back again with another video. And I touched on this last night during my live with Jeff. We talked about it a little bit, and then we kind of got off subject about preserving food and, you know, ways of storing food and things like that. And of course, we talked about food. But I wanted to go over it in a video for those who don't watch my lives or whatnot. So there has been a lot of activity for shipping. And when I talk about shipping, this is our supply chain. A lot of it has been talking about some of the ports, or not ports, but canals, and some of the ports for that matter. There has been a lot of talk going on that there are ships setting in ports. They're setting in the canals, waiting to get through. There are people protesting certain ships, not allowing them to go through these ports or canals. There's a lot of stuff in there that, yeah, guess what? We're not seeing it on the major news or anything like that. There are a lot of people that I still follow because all the, you know, shipping containers and things like that, I still follow all that stuff. And I still follow when ports are getting backed up or the canals are getting backed up for that matter. And we are seeing a lot of this going on right now because of the stuff that's going on in Israel. And I'm putting that all to side. I'm not talking about my views on it or anybody else's views. I'm just going to talk to you about what is coming because of that. I'm going to bring up another page here, and this is our livelihood. This is the ships that carry our cargo from other countries to here. Yes, unfortunately, we don't hardly make anything here. If we do make something here, we ship it off, and then we get the cheaper stuff for us. It's been that way for years, and it's going to continue that way until something major happens. Now, they are talking about 90%, or no, I said 74%. We will lose 74% of imports if this continues to go. And right now, there are ships waiting to get through places or get to ports that have been waiting for a week, because they fly under a certain flag and they're not allowed to go in certain areas. And on top of that, there are other countries that don't side with Israel. And they are doing bad things to those vessels that have flags that support Israel. And that's as far as I'm going with that. Now, we're going to go ahead and zoom in here, and I'll explain stuff as we go. First of all, this Suez Canal right here. Major, major important thing right here. But we're going to go over here to Israel. This right here. Very little thing right there. And here is Gaza, you know, all that stuff going on there. Normally you would see a lot more ships going into here. There's only certain ones that are going into here right now, and you can see some of these have been sitting here for a long time. Some of them have been updated, but this is where we need to pay attention. And the green ones are cargo ships. Let me click on one, see if I can get it to pop up. See, that's a cargo ship. and you can get more into detail with this. You can actually find out where it came from, where it goes, how long it's been setting, and a lot of stuff. And this was updated 5 minutes ago, so it's pretty good, up to date details of said ships that are there. And it'll tell you how long it's supposed to be there and all kinds of stuff. But like I said, what we're having trouble with is ships not being able to get through here, because there are people there are protests along these areas where the Suez Canal, this is where all the major ships go through, is through this canal here. As you can see, there's quite traffic jam in this area where they do go in and out through here. And yes, their ships can go on both sides. It's big enough for ships to go in and out of this area if they're allowed to. You can see some of these cargo ships have been here for a long time. Now, what's so important about this area right here? Well, majority of our stuff, we'll put it bluntly, comes from China. It's over here, which is a closer and safer route this time of year to go through the Suez Canal, come out this way, and then go across the ocean here to the United States. Now, normally, if it wasn't bad weather time, majority of them would come over here, which there are still a lot that do. And these are the big super liners that they can go through hurricanes and whatnot and have no trouble. But again, the West Coasters having issues with some of the ports over there, and a lot of this stuff gets verted over to the East Coast, which they have to go through the Panama Canal. And you can see the wait time here. And that's kind of odd right now that I sit there and look at this, because there is a lot of oil tankers. The red ones, again, are oil tankers. And you've seen that was a Chinese oil tanker. Usually it's more green than anything. But like I said, and I will tell you a list of things that will be missing from shelves if this continues. And it's a good idea to be prepared. I'm not saying everybody go out and buy a bunch of this stuff. But be leery of what may come. And if this continues, you can see up here, these are major areas where stuff is headed and whatnot. But you can see some of these ports. There has been ships set in these ports for weeks since this thing has happened. And there's no shipments getting out because they're being held up. Because for these guys that are being blocked over here, their only other purpose is go all the way around like this, or go through this way and then over. There's certain routes there that you can pretty much see where these routes go. This way, but the cheapest way to go through is right through here. And if ships have to go all the way around, guess what? The shipping prices will go up again. All that fun stuff. But I'm going to give you a list of items that prices will be going up on. or they'll just come up missing because we don't make the stuff here. That's just the way it is. It comes from somewhere else. But these are the most important things that I made this list of. First one being ammunition. Yes, with things kicking off in certain areas, certain types of ammo will be hard to get. They will be concentrating on certain types of ammo, if you get where I'm going with this, and they will not be manufacturing lower caliber types like 22s, 9s, things like that. They will be going and making mass amounts of certain other ammo, and it will be stockpiled or sent over somewhere. Our next one is going to be baby formula. We do have companies in the United States that have been making it, but I've reported it multiple times for the things that they have been having issues, and there's been major recalls where their factories have been shut down for weeks. So they've had to order from other countries to have it brought in. So with that being said, that won't be getting here. No baby formula. So that's something to think about. Also, baking supplies. A lot of stuff that certain grains and stuff that we just don't grow, or we do grow it, but we send it off somewhere else because we get more money for it. Next one is rice and beans. Same thing. Majority of rice is brought over from another country, even though we are a really major, one of our major crops is rice. Hard to believe, yes, but we do grow a lot of rice. But it is cheaper to grow it somewhere else and have it shipped over here. It's just the way it is, guys. Canned goods. Canned goods is going to be one of those things because a lot of people shop at, the big box stores, majority of their canned food doesn't come from here. It's not manufactured anything. It's over there from China. They send it back over and charge little or nothing for very bad quality food, and people buy it up because it's cheaper. That's the only thing they can afford. Our next one is, again, with the wipes, the sanitary wipes, cleaning supplies, a lot of that. Yes, you got it. Not manufactured here. It is made elsewhere and shipped over. Computers, computer chips, all that stuff. You might as well forget about upgrading your computers and stuff if this continues. And we should probably see the impact of this in the next few weeks. So if this continues to go on the way it is with people protesting, I'm not picking sides or anything, but people protesting shutting canals and ports down, we're going to have major issues here. Another one is paper products, paper towels, toilet paper. Yes, you would think we make a lot of toilet paper and stuff here, but unless you're getting the really fancy stuff with the patterns and multiple plies and, the squeezable stuff, it's made elsewhere. So if it's not coming from here, then you're going to start seeing a short supply. And lumber, yes, everybody says, oh, we have all these trees here and we have all this lumber. We do. But we send it away because we can get more money for it in other countries. And we get the cheap stuff or stuff that comes from other countries that we can buy cheaper, and then we put it in the Lowe's and the lumber yards and stuff and charge more money for it. It's just the way it goes. Pet foods, again, are going to take a hit. A lot of materials that make up the pet food, again, is imported. Soaps and shampoos. Yes, I thought that, we made a lot of this stuff here. And to find out, it is manufactured in other countries. If not, the supplies that make it up is manufactured. Not counting the containers all this stuff is made from, doesn't come from here, it comes from another country. Cans, aluminum, and all that stuff. We send all of our aluminum over, and then we buy the cans back. It makes no sense to me. But that's just some of the items. A lot of stuff like we get our meat, and a lot of fresh produce does come from now the exotic stuff that comes from other countries that would have to come through the Panama Canal and things like that. That would be like bananas and things like that, pineapples, kiwis, all that stuff. Unless it comes up through Mexico, you're going to start seeing prices going up or just not seeing them anymore. And that's what we're looking at. And this is not like I'm predicting the future of this stuff happening. It is a fact of, if these ships are not coming here, you won't get it. It's a fact. Because we don't make it here. There may be some little brands that will never be able to keep up with the demand. So if you have like one company that makes toilet paper that is usually $1 to $2 more than the other type of toilet paper. And I don't know why I picked toilet paper, but that's what it is. When all that cheap stuff goes and people need to, have toilet paper, they are going to buy that extra expensive stuff that is made here locally. And that means they won't be able to keep up with the demand of making so much of that, because they just won't have the product anymore. And then you won't have toilet paper. We've had this issue before, the sickness where everybody thought that they were going to need a lot of toilet paper and things like that. But this is what it is what it is, guys. It's like I said, it's not that I'm trying to predict anything. It's, if the ships are not coming, then we're not getting the stuff. And anything that comes over, which is 74% of everything in this country that we buy at the store, that we use, that we repair things with, comes from somewhere else. And that's the problem with it. We need to get away from that, needing other countries to survive. Anyways, I hope this was helpful. Until next time, God bless.